What up, my peeps? It's your Knuckle Big Rucker. We are back. We've got another action figure review, this time courtesy of G.I. Joe Classified series. We are looking at the Cobra Officer. This is number 3 in this latest wave of G.I. Joe Classified series. We've previously reviewed Spirit Iron Knife and Freedom, and we've also reviewed Storm Shadow. And now we are here with the Cobra Officer. Very small wave, just 3 figures. If you get a case, you'll get 2 of each in the case, which benefits you for the Cobra Officer for sure, because you may want to, I won't call it army build, because you don't really need as many Cobra Officers as you need infantrymen or troopers. But that's still something good if you get 2 or more of them. That would definitely enhance your army, as it were. Anyhow, looking at the packaging, keep looking at that clear packaging that we can see, because soon plastic free packaging will be in effect. So turning to our side there, we have some artwork of the officer. Turning to the back, you can see the typical type of artwork that they have in the bag, showing all of the characters, most of whom we've already gotten in figure form. There's a couple left, like that mysterious figure that is down below, low center. We don't even know who that is yet. At least I don't, so we're going to go with that. Then we have our other side, which shows that Cobra Officer is number 37 in the line, and you also see the iconography, which shows, it demonstrates the character in question's specialties. So from top to bottom, the first icon signifies that the Cobra Officer is a leader. Next, expert at light weaponry. Next, hand-to-hand combat, and finally, a master of sabotage. So then, getting back to the front, got nothing going on there except the 37 number and the legalese below, and that will do it for that, as we get ready to take the officer out of packaging. Going over our Cobra Officer's accessories, and he has a ton of them. Gotta love that. We're going to start off with his combat knife, molded in black and painted in silver. I'm glad they didn't just leave it all black, so I'm very appreciative of that. Next, the officer comes with a hand weapon. It is a unique weapon. Another Nerf style weapon. In other words, not realistic, but still looks pretty cool. Mine's is a little warped, but some hot water will take care of that. To go along with that hand weapon, Cobra Officer also comes with a holster, pretty long. It does fit in there deep. You see it's got the peg there to fit on the side, and it does have a Cobra symbol on there. No paint app though. Still a nice addition. Of course, the officer is going to come with the standard issue helmet, and you see it's got the chevron up there, painted in a nice silver bordered by black. Next up, we have another weapon. This one's a bit larger than the pistol we saw, but I guess this could still be classified as a hand weapon. And you see it's just molded in a flat black, no paint detail or apps, even though the weapon itself has great detail. You see there's a port there. That's because Cobra Officer also comes with a pair of these magazines, and let's see if we can get them to port in while we're right here on camera. And yep, there you go. So pretty spiffy. Cobra Officer's final weapon is his rifle, his long-range weapon, and you can see here that it has paint on it. It's molded in flat black, but it does have paint there on the grip, the front muzzle style grip there. It has nice detail. There is no other paint apps other than the brown that we get down there. You will, however, notice here as I show you the top, see if you can see that, if I can get the angle right, but there's a port. There you go, that's cleared up. There's a port right there. That's because our final accessory would be this would be the sights. So it's got a peg there that you find there at the top, and you just stick that in, and voila, you can see that right there. So that does it. That concludes the accessories for the Cobra officer. Like I said, he's got plenty of them. So here we have our Cobra officer as he was displayed in packaging on our rotating platter, giving you 360-degree visual of the figure. And at first glance, I will say we can already tell that this is, of course, based off of the first Trooper. We got the Cobra Trooper, Target exclusive. You all remember those dark days of only 2-3 years ago. Still fresh in my mind. And then it was repeated again mainstream style with the Cobra Infantry, which was basically a stripped down version of the officer, and it was meant by Hasbro as a way of making up for the debacle that was the Target exclusive, and still find a way to make it a different character or characters if you're army building, since you know troopers, infantry are generic characters. But this here is the officer, another generic character, but they've made some changes to be able to distinguish between an officer and a trooper. We will check those out later in the video, but right now let's get our Cobra officer off of the platter and get up close with him and see what's up. Looking up close and personal with our Cobra officer, some of the changes that I see are immediately what stands out to me is if you guys recall your troopers or infantry and what they look like, you could see right away the collar is painted silver on the officer, as well as the emblem, the Cobra emblem, and of course the ribbons, if you will. I'm assuming that's what they're supposed to be. That's on his upper left chest area. So definitely there's differences there. The harness he's wearing has got like grayish paint apps, where the troopers was straight black. The infantry's actually was a gray, but it looked more plasticky than what we're seeing here. Just right there off rip. As far as the head, I believe that striping going down the center of the head is new. I'll have to investigate that when we check out when we play the comparison game. Looking, he came out of packaging with his chevron on his left arm. I actually have my chevrons on the right arms of my troopers. So I'm wondering if I've been wrong all this time, or I can just play the role that because he's an officer, he wears his chevrons opposite arm of the enlisted guys. So we can play it off right there, but you can see his chevron is basically black and silver, as opposed to the troopers, which was red and black, if you all recall what I'm talking about. The body is still it's derived from the troopers, so we've got pins both in the elbows and in the knees. We've got more paint down there below. The buckles on the boots painted silver, so that's very nice. So very happy about that. As far as the back is concerned, there's nothing special or unique going on in the back, and that's about the size of it. As far as his articulation goes, he can move his head up only that much. He can go down only that much. Looking at that, he can go side to side. I'm trying to see if he has any No neck hinge at all in there. That would have been a change. So he can look down that far, as I stated. He can do a 360 with his head. His arms, he can get up to about 90. He does have butterfly joints, but they're somewhat impeded because of the vest. But it goes back decently enough. It's really the front. You can play the role. You can get it to go. You just have to work with it. And he can 360. He does have bicep swivel. As I stated before about the double jointed elbows. One of mine is tight, but it still works. He does have wrist swivel, and his left arm, his left wrist hinges vertically, whereas his right does it horizontally. His torso articulation, he has an ab crunch, but once again, because of the vest, is somewhat impeded. I'm trying to stand him up so it doesn't look like I'm giving him more bend over than he really has. You can go about that far forward. He can go back quite a ways. You do have a twist in there at the waist. As far as his hips, he can Van Damme it, almost Van Damme it, pretty doggone close. He's got the drop downs, as you can see. I'm going to put them back up. He can get his leg up 90, go back about that much. He's got a thigh cut. He's got the double jointed pinned knees, and he's got a boot swivel. He can point his toe that far forward, that far up. He does have a very nice ankle pivot, and of course holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. So what we're going to do now is equip our Cobra officer. First up, we'll store his knife, which has a compartment right there on his left leg. I think I did it again. I'm notorious for putting it in backwards. So there we go. No, it's just tight. I guess it could go either way. But there goes the knife. Next up, his hand weapon, his smaller hand weapon, goes into the holster that's located on his right side there. And it fits in nice and snug. And because it's too difficult, it would take too long to do it on camera, I did off camera. I put in the storage on the back of his belt, one magazine, and the flashlight that connected up to the long rifle. And speaking of the long rifle, I forgot to note that the second magazine is for that, and it ports right underneath there. So there you have it. That's what that looks like. But for now, we will remove that and bring up that holster, which is for the rifle, it turns out. That's why it's as long as it is. The rifle can fit into the holster just like that. You can then take the rifle and port it in the officer's back, like so. And yeah, that looks pretty cool there. Finally, we'll put his helmet on his head. Fits very snugly. And now zooming him out, we've got a fully equipped, fully functional Cobra officer. He has storage for almost everything, with the exception of the weapon you see in his hands now, along with the magazine, which would be in it. But other than that, he can basically pack everything with him. Now it's time to do some side-by-sides, of course, starting with you know who. That would be both the Cobra Trooper, which is on our left, and the Cobra Infantryman, which is on our right. And now that I've got them side by side, you can definitely clearly see the differences. The paint decos, the Cobra officer is the lightest colored figure here, and the other thing that I didn't notice prior to lining them up, the officer's harness is different than the trooper or the infantryman, and he's got some nice patches and pouches and things of that nature. The trooper and the infantryman, their patches, or rather their harness, has it's a thicker. It's not belt like the officers is, and yeah, as you can see, the difference in the Cobra symbols and the officer has that chevron on his helmet, whereas the infantryman and the trooper, they don't have the symbol. They do have a different type of black kind of symbol on their helmets, but that's about it. And you see also there is the silver paint on the buckles of the officers' boots, and yeah. So there you have it. There's the differences between the Cobra officer, the Cobra trooper, and the Cobra infantryman. All three of them stand at about 6.5 inches tall with the helmet on. And now, having our officer side by side with one of the guys he would take orders from, we have got Major Blood. And rounding out our side by sides, we have our Cobra officer to his left. We've got Spirit Iron Knife along with Freedom, and to his right, our left, we have the Storm Shadow. Yes, indeed. And summing it all up with this wave, it is a great. It's a small wave, it's only 3, but it is great. A great 3 to have. It's the Storm Shadow that we've wanted, and Spirit is the way that Hasbro put him together is just great. Both Storm Shadow and Spirit have plenty of accessories, and they can store all of their accessories on their person. That is absolutely fantastic. Freedom comes with an additional set of open wings, so he has 2 perch spots, you see right there on Spirit's arm and on his backpack as well. The Cobra officer has got some nice paint apps that distinguishes him from the infantry or the trooper, and he's got storage for most of his weapons as well. And they're just great. I'm glad to have them. And yes, it's been so long, such a drought that we've had without classified series, and getting V surprisingly the other day was it was a surprise, but it was a welcome one. And like I said, we've had this drought for several months now, and the drought has subsided, at least momentarily, and we're going to keep this going because at any moment today I should be receiving, I'm expecting to get Crocmaster and Fiona, so stay tuned for that review. I'm most looking forward to that. That's been my most highly anticipated classified series figure this year. So anyhow, I'm going to let that wrap up this review. Guys, thank you for rocking with me. Please like, please share, definitely subscribe. My goal is to get to 500 by the end of July. I'm well over 250 away from that number, but you've got to hope, and with the help of you guys, it can be done. So yes, please definitely subscribe. If you want to be notified, smash that bell, and you will be notified when I upload another video. Leave comments below on what you think of the video, of the figures, of any opinions you may have, any concerns, what have you. Just let a brother know. And that's going to do it for me. Until next time, my peeps, remember, the hunt continues. And I'm out. Peace.